this is Lynn with Psychic Focus at psychicfocus.blogspot.com, and today's topic is Breakaway Civilization. The question that was sent to me is, maybe if you can look into Breakaway Civilization, how it operates, who are the main players, what's their agenda, basically anything to do with it and what is it about. And I admit I've not heard of what this is. Once I started reading on it, I resonated with parts of it, but I didn't know it actually had a name. So basically the Breakaway Civilization is a theory that on the moon and Mars there is a civilization in which people from Earth are taken there, sometimes short term, sometimes long term, to establish a new civilization. So that in a nutshell is what it is, and I have a link on my blog itself if you want to read more about what exactly it is. Or feel free to do your own research on it as well. So when I thought about this topic, I first went to the moon. My mind went to the moon versus Mars. So I felt like the story was going to emerge there, at least for me, so I could better explain it. And what I saw when I looked at the moon, I could see all these different ET species on the moon. They all seem to be segmented in their own geographic area, and they had their bases, they had their own operation. They each seemed like they were doing their own thing, whether it be for resources, whether it be for just a location. And then I heard this phrase, location, 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 which you hear that a lot in real estate. So I see all these different groups. They're all doing their individual unique things. I also got that the Earth's moon is a convenient location to Earth because Earth has a ton of resources, and the sun. And the sun, I don't know how much I've talked about it. I know I've mentioned it, that there's a huge portal at the sun. So the moon just seems like this easy place for resources, for transportation, and all of that. I also got this message that humans are not allowed there, and they're not welcome. I then got the phrase, "We gave you your own planet." And I took that to mean that, these ETs are saying, you have your own planet. You have a whole planet to yourself. You're not going to be allowed here on the moon. We have the moon. We are claiming this space, and you are not to be here. And then as I started to watch this more, the image, it was fully in that sepia finish. If you've ever seen photos of that old-timey sepia layer, it was like that. So I felt like this story occurred a long time ago, when this whole concept of a breakaway civilization was first formed. They got the message loud and clear, hey, you're not going to be allowed here. I also got that the powers that are tied to the reptilians, they thought that they would be really sneaky and they would align with the archons to be able to get this civilization going, because the archons, when they escaped Earth, they kind of moved out by the moon. So the PTW by association thought, hey, we're in bed with the reptilians, and the reptilians are a branch of the archons, so we have an easy end to be able to do this and create this alternate civilization. But the archons basically said, yeah, nice try, we're not letting you do this. And the PTW realized they don't have the control and influence that they think they do, that the archons are really, really the top of the food chain here. I do get that they did make some kind of a compromise, and the archons helped them to develop technology to travel through the portals to get to the locations, because our Earth is shielded by a firmament. So unless you know how to get through the atmosphere and get to the moon or get to a different spot, you're not able to just take off and go. You have to go through a portal in very specific locations. So the archons taught the PTW how to do this. So they were able to take advantage of the technology behind the portals, and they could place ships near the moon and Mars, but they couldn't actually be on the moon or Mars. And so they basically agreed that that's what they do. So this backup human base is really a ship floating in proximity of the moon, but not on the moon. I also got that there was a twofold agenda to this. These serve as a backup location in the event of a natural disaster. So if something was to happen to Earth, something was inhabitable, it's like this backup plan. Even though I don't see an all-out disaster like that, it still is an insurance policy for them. I also got that the reptilians thought, hey, we'll take certain strategic people, help build this infrastructure. We'll also take certain strategic people to keep the lineage alive. They have this DNA link that they don't want to die. And that was their way to insulate that and preserve that and make sure that there would be longevity to their DNA line. So, really interesting reading. I really enjoyed this. It was pretty different. And for now, that's all I have. I look forward to reading your comments. Like me, share me, all those great things help me out so much. I really appreciate it. And for now, I am Lynn with Psychic Focus at psychicfocus.blogspot.com. Thank you. Bye.